Hi, my name's Jessie, or lots of people call me Jess. I just wanted to do a short video for my application to discuss my leadership style as well as the positive growth that I'd like to see in the community that I work for. I guess to talk a bit about successful leadership, for me there'd be a couple of main points that is defined in my own leadership. One is implementing strategy, which is always very important, defining culture, inclusion, and of course the actual leadership of my team. So I guess for me within my role, particularly at the moment as General Manager for Sunpack, which is an arts organisation working within a very multicultural community. When I first was appointed into the role, we didn't have a very good strategic plan, and it wasn't in place and happening within the business, active within the business. So my board and myself sat down and put together a strategic plan now for the next 3 years, and it's been handed to me to be my role now to implement that into the business. I've been so far doing that, working with my team to make a strategy so that we're all on the same page and understand what our goals are, which has been quite a wonderful opportunity to be part of that from the beginning and to be part of the implementing of that, the strategic plan that we have in place. I guess that also leads into defining the culture. So within my own team, when I first started into the role, the corporate culture was very dismal. We had a larger team, but the teams and departments were not working together, and there was no effective working sort of environment. So unfortunately we did have to go through quite a lot of change management and reduce our wages line by about 123,000. That did mean that the team reduced into quite a small, tight-knit group, but it was a very interesting change because we went from being a team that didn't work so well together to one that was very tight-knit, one that was working closely together, who were problem solvers, showed initiative. They were all of a sudden really proud of the product that they were presenting to the community. Their customer service improved, and ultimately I'm actually very proud of what my team is now. They call themselves Team Sunpack. They wear their shirts with pride, and it gives me a very wonderful sense of connection between my team and myself. The other point I made was on inclusion, and within my community and within my team, one of our major values is inclusivity. Our community is a very multicultural community, so inclusion is very important. We support inclusion within our team by making sure that we always have employment opportunities for cross-cultural and accessible employees. We also have inclusion within our programming. We make sure that our theatre programming, that is for productions and shows and events and meetings and conferences, that there is an opportunity to include all those together. My leadership is something was explained to me once about management being, you are the catalyst for change. And I see that as my role from the beginning, is to be that catalyst, to move our team forward by example, not by telling people what to do, but through an example of where we are to go. I did a True Colours methodology personality test at one point, and I came up as being half green and half blue. These are the positives of those personalities. Of course there's always negatives, but the positives out of it were that green is a visionary, problem solver, and a thinking outside the box, which are all really important things when you're part of a creative arts organisation. And blue being that the person values relationships, is social, enjoys opportunities to work with others and collaborations, as well as valuing connections. And in my role at Sunpack, we do a lot of collaborating with other arts organisations as well as our community. And then I guess that leads to my point on what positive growth I'd like to see in our community. And being that we're part of a very unique community, that it's a very vast multicultural community, vast audience base. We start from the over 65s community all the way through to 50% of our community speaks a language other than English. Very high mainland Chinese, Taiwanese groups, a very high Indian community, a very high Islamic community, which unto itself has a lot of different like countries and communities mixed together within that. So for me, the positive growth I'd like to see is for these cultures to come together and to be able to learn from each other and understand each other in a different way. I think that's how we can fight racism, and I'm very passionate about changing that within our community, within our country. I'm very passionate about my community. I have never worked with such a wonderful group before. I have this amazing opportunity to hear stories from different people, different cultures, understanding them. And Sunpack, we want to make our venue the community hub where people can come and see performances from different cultures. They can come and experience their own culture. They can bring their own food in to celebrate their festivities. And that's something that I'm really passionate about. So I thank you for this opportunity to be able to apply for Global Shapers. And if you need anything else, please let me know. Thanks so much.